Hello and greetings to you from wherever you are watching me from. I am very excited and very happy to be seeing you once again. Yes, and in this our lecture we are going to learn about HTML multimedia, how we can play video, audio, how we can use images and all other things in HTML. I'm not going to talk much, but I'm going to show you the most important things, the ones that always you will be using. And when you get it, you can move on to whatever side you want to go. But for this lecture, I will make sure I'll teach you what you really need in order to use HTML video. Before we even start, I have my folder on the desktop. I have my folder on the desktop, and in the folder, I've created another folder called media. And if you open this media, you see that I have an audio and then video. Okay, these are some files that I'm using to, for illustration sake. We are going to use this file to look at how audio and video are used on our web pages. Let me see. Okay, so first of all, I'll open this one in Visual Studio. I've already done that, so this is where we are. My folder is here, website, and then I have created HTML file called media.html, and this is the folder that contains the audio and the video. Very good. Let me close it. Okay, so first on the list we are going to start with audio. When we say audio, we all know audio. We have so many types of audio. We have the MP3, we have the OGG, we have the WAV, and the other types. There are so many of them. Okay, there are so many of them. So, but my format, the one I'm going to use is MP3, the format that is common everywhere. So before we start, need an audio tag. Audio tag. Okay, this is the audio tag. So our audio will have to come in between these tags, inside the audio elements, inside the audio tag. So inside the audio tag, there's also another tag that we'll have to call, that is source. Source will simply locating our media file. So let me close it like this, and inside the source file I'm going to locate where our audio file is. So our audio file, right now we are here, so we have to navigate inside the media folder. So we are here, that is / mean we are here. Okay, and then we have to go to the media folder. Oh, sorry, my spelling is bad. And then choose the audio. Okay, now we have the audio, everything is saved. Let's go to the browser to see the changes. So minimize, go to website and media. Okay, nothing is showing. Hello, nothing is showing. Why is nothing showing? Okay, very good. Nothing is showing because we are left with one particular thing. If you declare your audio tags and you also lay out the source like this, everything is correct. But for you to be able to see your audio in action, you need to add controls. This controls is what allows you to have control over your audio file. The controls that like pause, next, volume, and other things. So now it has been saved automatically. Let's refresh and see. Very good. Now that we refresh, you see our audio file is there, and when I press it, it will start playing. But what I don't think I can make a lot of noise like that. So it is playing. So at your side, I'm sure and I know that your audio file is also playing. And these are the controls: the start and then the pause. Then you can forward it, you can bring it back. You can forward it, bring it back. The audio, you can mute it. You can also reduce the volume and other things and other stuff. Okay, so let me close the browser and go back, and there's one thing too that we need to add. We need to add the type of media file that we have located. So type is equal to audio slash mp3, but this one is not going to be mp3. I just brought the mp3 for illustration. Okay, even though the audio file is an mp3 file, but if it's an mp3, you don't have to do this. You need to write mpeg. Okay, mpeg. And if it's other formats like ogg, this side instead of mpeg it will be ogg. And if also your audio file has the extension of the wav, the audio file will also have this side. This side is going to be wav like this. Okay, but if it's an mp3, you just make it mpeg. And the rationale behind this is beyond the scope of this, but just as I said, this is just something basic for you to know how to play around with audio. And after here, more concepts will be coming, so you don't have to worry yourself much on anything that seems confusing. This is how audio files, this is how to go around them. All right, let's review the changes in our browser. At the moment, we are not going to see any changes. It's just going to be there. Okay, it's just going to be there. All right, let's go back to the VS Code. And inside here, we can add any other text that we want. Okay, we can say like some text in the audio file. Some text in the audio file. Let us go to the browser and see. We are here in the browser and we are not seeing the text that we just added. Okay, why we are not seeing this text is very simple. Whatever text that you place here will be shown inside the browser that does not support audio playing. Okay, so if the browser that I'm using does not have support for audio, instead of showing the audio, it will show the text instead. But the one that I'm using has support for audio, so it is showing the audio, and this one will not be shown. So this is an optional text, and it's very important to always bring them because it will be displayed inside any browser that does not support audio. Okay, so instead of typing some text blah 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 like this, it will make sense to write it like this: media is not supported by the browser. Okay, media is not supported by the browser. So with this like this, each time that someone visits our website using old browser, the browser is using a browser that is old and at the same time does not support audio player, will show this one instead. Will show the media blah 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 instead. Okay, but at the moment our browser will not show this one. Why it will not show is because my version supports media, it supports audio. So yeah, that's what we are seeing here. And also there was one thing that I want to show here. You see, we are done with the audio, but let me show you this quickly because it applies everywhere. This is the audio. If we add muted attributes like this, whenever we visit the browser, the audio will be muted by default. So refresh, the audio is muted. Okay, so the muted attribute will automatically or by default set the audio volume to mute. Will mute the audio's volume so that by default there's no sound. You have to specify that you want sound before you can hear something, but that's how it is. Okay, and then we have the HTML video. For HTML video, this is how it goes. You introduce your video tag and then the source, just like the audio. and then the source. Okay, so I'll go to my current directory, go to the media, and then I'll choose the video. Okay, I choose the video. The video too needs a type, so this one, if you don't bring it, it will work, but always bring it. It's better to always follow the best practices. Okay, so type is equals to video underscore slash mp4, video slash mp4. Okay, so we have the video, and then let's see this thing in action. So minimize, open media file. This is the video. Okay, the video now, at the moment the video is here, we cannot click it, we cannot do anything, we cannot even change anything about it. Why it's happening that this way is because we have not added the controls. Okay, so let's add the control and come back. Let's refresh, and we see that there's the audio. This is the audio. Okay, sorry, the video. Now the video is now live on our page. We can play it. Okay, we can play it, we can make it fill the screen, we can do other stuffs here. And why these things is possible, or why we are now having the power to control, ability to control volume, this is because of the controls that we added. Okay, we can also, just as we did earlier on, we can mute it. So if you say muted, okay, and you refresh, you see by default, or when the page reloads, the video is paused. The video is muted, the audio is muted. So when the muted attribute is added to the media, it will automatically mute the media, be it be it an audio or video. It will mute it by default. Okay, and this is also like the audio. It's also like the audio. Whatever text that you introduce here, like media, is not supported by the browser. Whatever whatever text that comes here will only be read by a browser that does not support, or browser that has no support for multimedia, be it audio or video. Okay, so if the browser does not have support, it will instead show this one. You see the way that when we were learning HTML images, the alt tag displays whenever the image is unavailable. That is the same way the media is not supported text will also be shown in a browser that does not have support for, be it audio or video, whatever that you are using. Okay, so at the moment we are not seeing that text because my latest browser has support for everything. Okay, so this is also about video. Aside that too, we have the width property. Sorry, we have the width attribute, and then the height attribute. When the video loads, we want to give it a width. When the page starts, we want to give it a width of 120, and then a height of 50. Okay, let's go to the browser, refresh, and see it in action. You see that the width and then the height of the video has changed. Okay, so now let's give it 200, height 200, and let's refresh it. Very good. You see that it has also changed. It's very, very important to always add the width and the height to your videos, because if you don't do that, each time the page loads and the video has no predefined width and height, it will try as much as possible to give it custom width and height by itself. When that happens, your page load is going to be affected. Okay, you want to make pages that are interactive, pages that are faster. So for you to be able to achieve this, you always need to make sure you add the width and the height attribute to your videos. Okay, that's the same thing we can also do to images. It makes sense to talk about image once again. Okay, that is the same way. Source is equal to your source. Image also requires the width attribute and also the height attribute. Okay, so this is all about HTML media. Let me take them once again. For you to be able to, or for you to start with audio and video, whatever you want to start, you first need the tag. This is the tag, the audio tag. Okay, and you specify the source of whatever file you want to bring on board. So this is the source, and then src. This is the location of where the file is, and then the type is what? Audio slash mpeg. Okay, I said it that if you are using an mp3 file, the type should be audio slash mpeg. If here was to be mp3.ogg, okay, you need to make this one ogg. Or if this one was to be wav, this one should be wav as well. Okay, but at the moment the file that we have on our computer is mp3, and for mp3 it should be mpeg. Okay, and that's the same with video. As for video, if it's mp4, you go straight to the mp4 format. Okay, and we have text here saying that media is not supported. This media is not supported will be shown inside a browser, it will be shown inside a browser that has no support for the audio or the video, whatever you are using. Okay, so this is all that I can say about HTML multimedia. There are other stuffs, okay, but at the moment this is where I'll end it. But then before ending it, I will also like to introduce you to something that I don't think I've talked about before. It's called iframe. Okay, iframe also take the width of 200 and then the height of 200. Let's look at something here. Refresh. See what we have here? We have sort of like a frame inside the browser. So, and this place will accept the source. So the source is where we want to go, or the page we want to display inside the iframe. Okay, all right, inside the iframe page we want to display inside the iframe. Okay, this is our iframe, and we've given it a defined width and then a defined height. This is what you are seeing over here. Okay, so let me just put the source attribute, and I have some local file stored on my PC. I'm having some issues with my internet connection, so I'm unable to load live page from the site, but you can try if you have active internet. But in my case, I'm not having internet connection, so I have though, but then the connection is not strong, so let me just use the local file. Very good. So you see, this is actually a file, a bootstrap file that I'm viewing inside this one, but let me just increase the width and height so that we can see things clearly. Okay, so the width, let me give it a width of 500 pixel and then a height of 500. Okay, let's just introduce some BR tags here so that we bring it to the next line, so refresh. Very good. Okay, so this is what the iframe does. It gives us the opportunity, let me say the ability, so that we can be able to view an entire website inside a particular page. So what you are seeing here is an entire website of Bootstrap. Okay, we can come to the examples here, and we are seeing the examples. We can come here and then go to the whatever we want, docs. This is the documentations. Okay, so this is what the iframe does. It gives us the functionality, ability of browsing, or like accessing an entire website inside our page. inside our page. And not only that, one of the most important aspects or the important reason why iframe exists is because, see, sometimes there are some times that you want to load a video, but then the format, you don't know the format that you are to choose from. In this case, you see in this video we have the type. Maybe you are accepting video from someone that you don't know the type they will upload, the type that they will, the type that they will send. So with the iframe, it comes in play so that the issue of having to think and worry about the type of videos will be cleared off. You simply have to input here a video link, maybe a link on YouTube, a link on Telegram, a link on just any link that you want, any video link that you want. You paste it inside the source attribute and it will come here. That is all about the iframe. So iframe is very good, it's very fine. You should consider using it. Okay, enough. Let me just end the lecture here. Let me end the lecture here. But I want you to know that this is all about the iframe. It doesn't take anything inside. This is all about the iframe. It has a width and then a height. These ones are optional, you can delete them, but just as I said, it's always advisable to bring them. Okay, all right, thank you.